Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a favorites video. I haven't done one in a little while. These are just Shop My Stash Project Pan favorites. I did buy a couple new things on my low buy this month. I'm only including one here because some of the other things I would want to test out more before I called them favorites. And it's mostly makeup, but I do want to talk about a couple nail polishes because I did try a new brand. If you're interested in the makeup I'm wearing, I did film this look for the Reviving Old Palette series, and I feel like I'm kind of channeling the craft just a little bit right now. But I will link that if you do want to see the makeup that I'm wearing. And if you want to see my Project Pans and Shop My Stash videos, I do have playlists for those. And there's also a whole Reviving Eyeshadow Palettes playlist. So yeah, let's just get started. Let me just talk about the nail polish first. The rest is makeup. And I bought some polishes from Olive Avenue, which is an indie brand. And I have to say, I'm really impressed with these. I bought 6 colors, but I've only used these 4 so far. And I've been just so into nail polish lately. If you follow me on Instagram, I am like posting on my stories about nail polish all day long. Today's nail polish look, I don't love how this turned out as much, but yeah, let me talk about these from Olive Avenue. So this shade is Flora. This is really cool. This is a transformative type shade. It's a shimmer. So let me just show you. This is how it looks like over a white nail polish. And then here it's over like a blackish gray. It turned blue. So it's really, really cool. It changes depending on what shade you put it on top of, or you can wear it on its own. I have done that too. This shade is like the ultimate fall shade. I love it. This is called Sienna. So pretty, like mustard brown. Love that. I love shades like that. And this formula is really good, by the way. And then this shade is Patterson. This is a really pretty, like burnt red. Kind of matches my sweater a little bit. My sweater is a bit darker, but love that one too. And then this is Pegasus. This is a light blue with some shimmers in there. Very beautiful. So I'm impressed with the colors. I do have 2 other colors, but I haven't used those yet. The formula is fantastic. Oh, I didn't show you the brush. So the brush varies. So this color has like one of these flat paddle brushes, which I prefer for painting the whole nail. But this one doesn't have that same one, which I don't really know why that is, if they just changed it. This is a more like standard thinner one. However, I was happy that this had that because I've been attempting some nail art and it's nicer to have a smaller brush for that. I like the larger brush for painting the whole nail. So anyway, yes, I am very into nail polish. All right, let's talk about blush. And so I have 3 blush favorites. These are in my Graveyard Project Pan for usage goals, and I'm loving these. They're so pretty. This is the Kathleen Lights and Color Pop in I Need Space. It's kind of like a mauvey, rosy shade. So beautiful. I really like it. Has a bit of a sheen, no shimmers, but it's very, very flattering. Really enjoying that one. And then Milani Tea Rose, a more pinky mauve. I love this one too. This is a matte blush, but blends really easily. I've had this for a long time. I've had this blush for like 2.5 years, 3 years maybe. I still love it. Now, the only new purchase I'm talking about in this video is the new blush I got from Buxom. I got this in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. I got the color Seychelles, and it is really, really beautiful. It kind of looks like the Color Pop I Need Space. Let's compare these, because now that I'm looking at it, yeah, this is a bit more brown and this is a bit more rosy. This is a very neutral shade, very neutral. Has a bit of a sheen though. I will say these formulas do seem a bit similar. It doesn't have shimmer, but it has a sheen. I think this is great. People have been raving about these Buxom blushes for a long time. I've been wanting to buy one for a really, really long time. So I thought it was a great opportunity because it was, yeah, I think it was $12 at the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Pretty excited about that. This next product, it's a very simple product. It's a brow gel, like brow pomade from Merit Beauty. It's called the Volumizing Pomade. And I have to say, so I got this in PR from them back in June. And when I first got it, I liked it. And I was worried that it felt a little dry. And I thought that it was going to dry out quickly because this is, I think, $24. but I have to say it's almost gotten creamier over time. It's really, really strange. It's just a tinted brow gel. I have the shade Black Brown. I'm wearing this today with the Anastasia pomade underneath. Most days I wear just this though, and I really love this. So I've been obsessed with the e.l.f. Wow Brow, which is only $4. So for me to purchase a high-end brow product or brow gel, because I go through that one quickly. But I've had this since June, using it pretty much every day, and it's still going strong. There appears to be a lot of product in here. It's not drying out. So, and I like it more. I think it gives more definition, a bit more pigment than the e.l.f. Wow Brow does. I don't like clear brow gels. I feel like they just always make my brows crunchy, but I have very unruly brow hairs, so I have to use a brow gel. For me, that is mandatory, and I really love this one from Merit. So I did get this in PR, but I actually do think I would repurchase it just because it's been lasting a while. I wouldn't mind paying more for a brow gel if it's gonna last longer than the e.l.f. one does. Because yeah, that one usually dries up at about 2.5 months. Let's talk about some complexion products, and if you've been watching my Reviving Old Palette series, which is Get Ready With Me's with older palettes, like I said, I filmed this look for that. I've been using a lot of the same complexion products lately. I really have been loving these concealers though. I'm wearing these today. I've been layering these together because the CoverGirl one, I have the wrong shade. It's too light. But I love this formula. So this is the CoverGirl True Blend. I've repurchased this before. It is great. So I have the shade Light Ivory, but it's too light for me. And then I have the Too Faced Born This Way. I know mine says Born Like This. I've talked about this before. I got it at a CCO. Anyway, I have the shade Pearl. I really like this too. I've used this on its own, or I combine them together. I've mixed this in with foundation too. These are both in Project Pans, and I am trying to use them up, but I think these are really, really good concealers. So I am definitely enjoying those quite a bit. This primer is also in a Project Pan, and I love it so much. I did get this in PR. I've purchased stuff from Shop Miss A before. This is the AOA No Pore Face Primer. It's just a clear pore filling primer, but I love it. This is only $1, and it's so good. I love pore filling primers. They're definitely my favorite. I've mentioned that before. I feel like they keep my foundation from settling into my lines as much and into my pores as much, and just kind of gives like a smoothing look. And yeah, so this is a silicone based primer. It's one of those clear ones. I really like it. It's only $1. You don't get a full fluid ounce. It's 0.67 fluid ounces, but it's only $1. So fantastic. Absolutely been loving that one. And gosh, so I did buy a new foundation at the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, the It Cosmetics CC foundation. And I've used it a few times, and I'm not sure how I feel about it, honestly. And I recently finished my AOA Studio, the Pro Wear one, their full coverage foundation. I'm working on the satin one. And I like the Fenty Ease Drops, but I keep going back to Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is what I'm wearing today. This is still the best foundation I've ever used, ever. I mean, it just lasts so well. It looks good in person, also looks good in photos. Full coverage, but not cakey. I mean, I've worn it for over 20 hours and it still looks good. I don't know. There's just something about this foundation that works for my skin type. It's still the best I've ever tried. It's the only foundation I would say is like a perfect 10 out of 10. A lot of foundations I really like, I would rate as 8 or 9 out of 10, but this is just, it's really, really good. For me anyway, it lasts all day, and I have the shade 2N1 Desert Beige. I have also had the shade 1W1 Bone, and that one it's a bit warmer, but it's a bit lighter. I feel like I can wear either shade though. I love it. What can I say? I've been repurchasing this for like the last 8 years, and I have tried so many different foundations, but yeah, none of them are as good as this one. Alrighty, and last up I want to talk about some eyeshadow. I have been loving the MAC Burgundy x9 palette. I used it so much in the last month. This was in my Shop My Stash, and I will be updating my Shop My Stash in a few days, and in that video I do have pictures of looks with all these palettes, so stay tuned for that. That should be coming. This is so beautiful. I did pick this out for my Shop My Stash because it kind of gave me a bit of the vibes of the Natasha Denona retro palette with like the mauves. It's so beautiful. I think MAC eyeshadows are great. I think they're so, so good. And MAC still holds a special place in my heart because it's definitely the first high-end brand I ever purchased from when I was kind of starting out in makeup. And I really, really love the brand overall. Honestly, I don't buy products from them very much anymore. I mean, haven't been buying that much makeup this year in general. I bought this sometime last year, but I love it. I think it's a fantastic palette. And then I've been loving this little creation. This is my version of the mini retro, and I'll be showing a look with this in my Shop My Stash as well. And I gotta say, you guys told me in my Shop My Stash videos that you felt like I actually did dupe it pretty well. 4 of these are Coastal Scents, which are discontinued, and then this one is Makeup Geek in the Spotlight, so that one still exists. This is Coastal Scents Green Steel, Pink Frost, Bronze Peach, and Olive Wood. Love this so much. And also, I discovered that one of the shades in the actual mini retro palette is in the green brown palette, which I also have. So I had wanted that palette, and I'm really glad that I didn't buy it. I had no idea that I actually owned one of the shades in the green brown palette. So I like my little version here. I've used this several times. I still like these Coastal Scents eyeshadows. I mean, they're not around anymore. People used to talk about Coastal Scents quite a bit on YouTube a while ago, and I bought most of my singles from them in there's some of the oldest products in my collection. 2016, 2017, and 2018 is when I bought the most of mine, and mine still are working fine. So yeah, some of these are a few years old, and this Makeup Geek shade I've had for a couple of years too, and still working well. So yeah, I definitely feel like I don't need to buy the mini retro, but the full-size retro, I kind of want to get that on sale. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then my last favorite, I feel a little silly because I did actually mention this in a products I regret buying video, but I used it a lot in the last month. This is the Natasha Denona Purple and Blue palette, and I still think these large Natasha Denona palettes are like crazy expensive because this one and the green brown full price, they're $239, which is crazy. I bought the bundle for $310 for both of them, so I paid $155 for this palette. I know, that's so much money. However, I've been using it a lot in the last month, and I absolutely loved it. I have to say, this palette is really growing on me. Some of the shades, they're more interesting on the eyes than they look in the pan, and there's a lot of like taupey shades up here too. There aren't a ton of mattes. It's mostly a metallic palette, but I don't know, the formula is really good on this palette, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't even like wet my brush most of the time when I used this palette. And then also I had another exciting discovery that this shade here, Chromatic, is the same silver from the mini Xenon palette. So I definitely had no urge to purchase that palette, knowing that I already own probably the most interesting shade in that palette. I have plenty of black eyeshadows and gray mattes. So yeah, I really, really love this palette. Now, if it disappeared, would I spend the money on it again? I don't know. Honestly, probably not. I still think it's overpriced, but now that I have it, I have really been enjoying it. And yeah, I just didn't use it that much when I first got it, and I don't know. But yeah, this last month I've been using this palette a lot, and it's beautiful. Alrighty, that is it for this favorites video. I've really been enjoying these products. I've been loving nail polish. I've been having fun with painting my nails. The Buxom blush I really, really do like. I want to test out the other newer things that I bought this month a little bit more, and I still plan on doing a low buy update. But yeah, I've been really enjoying shopping my stash. I'm so happy I rediscovered some of these eyeshadows that I've had for a while, like those Coastal Scents singles. Like I said, I've had those for many years at this point, but they're still working great and really enjoy them. So that is it. Let us know what are some of your current favorites, and if you're interested in the makeup, I did film it, so I will link that. That is it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.